On September 15, OpenAI published this article called How People Are Using ChatGPT. So this is a collaboration paper between OpenAI and a Harvard economist called David Deming. Okay, so what they did here is they analyzed 1.5 million conversations in ChatGPT to track how customer usage evolved since ChatGPT launched 3 years ago. About 3/4 of those conversations focus on three buckets, right? Or three main topics. Number one, we have practical guidance. Second, we have seeking information. And the last one is writing, with writing being the most common one. Okay, approximately 30% of usage is work related and 70% is non-work related. So my prediction is that those percentages, or at least the percentage of time that is used for work related activities, is going to increase over time, given how companies now, they are embedding AI tools pretty much on all of the different processes that they have running. Hello guys, in this video we will go over how people are using AI tools such as ChatGPT. Before we start, if you find value out of this video, please like and subscribe. So let's get to it. On September 15, OpenAI published this article called How People Are Using ChatGPT. So in this article, there are a couple of interesting findings. So first, let me highlight the following. So this is a collaboration paper between OpenAI and a Harvard economist called David Deming. Okay, so what they did here is they analyzed 1.5 million conversations in ChatGPT to track how customer usage evolved since ChatGPT launched 3 years ago. Okay, so the takeaway here is that about 3/4 of those conversations focus on three buckets, right? Or three main topics. Number one, we have practical guidance. Second, we have seeking information. And the last one is writing, with writing being the most common one. Okay, while coding and self-expression remains a niche activities. Okay, so basically what we are learning here is that by far the three main topics, or the three main reasons why people are using ChatGPT, is either for practical guidance, seek information, and writing. Okay, so that's an interesting finding. Second, another interesting finding is that approximately 30% of usage is work related and 70% is non-work related. So my prediction is that those percentages, or at least the percentage of time that is used for work related activities, is going to increase over time, given how companies now, they are embedding AI tools pretty much on all of the different processes that they have running. So I'm pretty sure in the near future that 30% number is going to increase significantly. Okay, so once again, out of 1.5 million conversations that they analyzed, 3/4 of that, they were related either to practical guidance, seeking information, and writing being the most common one. Okay, so let's compare ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Those are by far the two tools, the two AI tools that I use on the regular basis. Okay, so let's start with ChatGPT. So I'm using ChatGPT, so I have the pro version. So then I think it's $20 per month or something like that. So let's start by asking a very common question these days, especially here in the US. Okay, so can you explain me what is government shutdown? Okay, so let's correct here the grammar. So enter and let's see what comes up with. Okay, So it says a government shutdown happens when the US federal government temporarily stops or limits operations because Congress has not passed funding legislation. Okay, government shutdown, I mean, is being one of the main topics the last 8 days or so, I think. Okay, so it breaks down why it happens, what happens during the shutdown, excuse me, who is affected, so federal employers, contractor and businesses, economy, how it ends. So it ends when the Congress passes and the president signs a new funding legislation. And here it provides some historical context. So since 1976, the US have over 20 shutdowns, and the major ones include in 95, so the government was shut down for 21 days. In 2013, it was shut down for 13 days. And the recent one, in 2018, the government was shut down for 35 days. Okay, so again, it just provides a very quick overview of, in this case, based on my question, what is a government shutdown? So it just gives me a very quick explanation of what it is, and then it just divides more detailed information into different buckets. Okay, now let's see what is the answer that we get if I ask the same question to Gemini. So then I'm using Gemini 2.5 Flash. So let's paste it here and let's hit enter. Let's compare the answers. Okay, so I think it finished. Yeah. Okay. So again, a government shutdown in the US, of course, when the US Congress fails to pass legislation that funds the federal government. So a very similar answer to what we have in ChatGPT. Now, one thing that I noticed with Gemini 2.5 Flash is that it incorporates links here. So if I click on this, so it will show me the sources, which I think is a very nice touch. Okay, so I can actually go to the source to, if I want to read more. So yeah, I can click on that link, and it adds links for pretty much all the different pieces of information that is sharing on the answer. And I think, based on my opinion, I think that is a really nice feature to have the links associated to the sources. Okay, so yeah, but besides that, I mean, in terms of the type of answer that we get, is very similar, right? So then you get a quick overview of a quick overview related to the question that is being asked, and then it's very common that these tools, when they are trying to explain a topic, they will break down that topic into little buckets or little sections, right? So here we have how it happens, what happens, and so on, and then here we have also sections for that. Okay, so this is just a very common usage of these AI tools, right? So then you have a question, then pretty much you enter your question in either ChatGPT or Google Gemini or whatever tool is available to you, and then you get the answer. Okay, so yeah, so this is just one typical usage. So then here you can also provide some feedback, right? Good response, bad response. You can copy this, paste it into another document, and so on. Okay, so this is just, in my opinion, right, when you're using these tools just for the purpose of question and answer, it's just like having access to Google on steroids, right? Because in the past, right, so if we go to just Google, so, and I type what is government shutdown, so you will get a bunch of links, right? So let's ignore this AI overview, but here typically they will provide different links, and then you will click on each of those links, and sometimes all the information is not going to be sitting in one specific link, so then you will have to go through multiple links. But one advantage of having these tools these days is that pretty much is just everything that is relevant to the question is going to be presented in pretty much in one shot, okay, which which will save you time, especially if you have a bunch of questions or a bunch of follow-up questions. Okay, so this is by far one of the common ways how people are using ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI tool that they have access to do these type of questions and answers. Okay, so another common usage is just writing, right? So going back to the article here, so practical guidance, seeking information. So the question and answer is just seeking information. So practical guidance and writing. So for example, if we want to write, so let's say I need to write an introductory email for a potential employer. So these tools are really good at providing a strong starting point, especially when it comes to writing. But we need to provide as much information as possible. Okay, so then let's say I want to write an email for a potential employer, but then I need to provide some background, right? So then let's say in my case is I have a PhD in statistics. Let's say what else I can say. I have more than 10 years of experience in university teaching. What else? I have more than 8 years of experience as data scientist in the industry. Let's say what else. I speak 2 languages, English and Spanish. Let's see what else. You need to provide as much information as possible, but try to limit the information that is relevant to to the overall goal, right? So if I'm trying to email a potential employer and then this employer I don't know is hiring someone with a specific set of characteristics, so make sure that you include that type of information, information that is relevant to the job description in some sense. Okay, so I speak 2 languages. So let's stop there and let's see what it comes up with. Let's say summarize everything into 2 paragraphs. Let's see what comes up with. Okay, so it comes up with the following. So subject, dear. So then here is just giving you so in some sense some blank space that you need to fill just to make it more customized for the person that you're trying to email. I'm reaching out to express my interest in potential opportunities within your organization. I hold a PhD in statistics and bring over a decade of experience in university level teaching, where I have developed a deep understanding of data analysis, modeling, statistical reasoning. My academic background has equipped me with the ability to translate complex data concepts into practical real world. So that right there, I mean, is a great introductory paragraph, right? So it's highlighting my educational background, my experience. So it's just into 3 or 4 sentences, okay? And then here you also have another paragraph that is highlighting, again, academic experience. Also is highlighting my industry experience. So my language experience or my language skills. So yeah, so then this right here is just a very, very solid starting point if you want to draft an email for a potential employer, right? So then again, this is just a toy example in some sense, right? But then this is just another way how people use ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other AI models that they are publicly available. Okay, so yeah, so then here I just show you two simple usages of how people are using AI tools, and in particular how they are using ChatGPT. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you find value of this video, please like and subscribe. See you on the next one.